All right, and we are live. Just waiting for another minute because here it only shows an 8:59. So I want to start on time, but we want to give everybody the opportunity to log in. All right, thanks for coming to this installment of the 20-minute Academy. Today we want to talk about your Twitter profile. Or our Twitter profile. The Twitter changed, and earlier this year, Twitter changed their user interface again, and I know many people do not like the all these changes, but we have to remember that those changes are made for us to enjoy using the tools more. All the tools, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, are always trying to improve our experience. They're also trying to improve their revenue, but considering that we're not paying them anything for the use of their tools, that seems to be fair enough to me. I have to say, with all the bad rap that the new Twitter profile layout got, I think they did a really good job. I really like it. It's more user-friendly. It's definitely a step towards people using the interface more. So let's talk about, at first, let's talk about hang on. At first, let's talk about why we should even care about the layout of the Twitter profile, because let's face it, only not really a lot of people actually see our Twitter profile. It's really one of those things where you just trying this screen share here. It's really one of those things that most people, once you're connected, will not go back to your Twitter profile. But it's like a business card. It's the first impression counts. So if I have a new Twitter follower, and we'll have a look at that later on, I see right away if they're serious about engaging with me, because they can, I can see that if they take care of their Twitter profile and make sure that they put their best foot forward, they are serious about being on Twitter. So first impressions count. Make sure that if you're using Twitter for business or for personal branding, that the branding is the same as much as you can. So your profile picture should be the same on Facebook and Twitter, for example. The colors that you can choose should correspond with your website or your logo or things like that. So some tips are just general from my my other courses is consistent branding. Do not ever leave the default egg. Even if you change the picture later on, just upload a picture and write a bio. Bios are really important. Even if you don't know what to write, just write, I'm just setting up my Twitter account, and I'll update this bio later, because then people know that it's not a spammer that only will exist for a couple of hours, really. So some of the image sizes have changed in a new layout. The avatar can be now 400 by 400 pixels, but the sorry, I have to turn off my phone notifications here. Sorry, some of the picture sizes have changed. So the image size for the avatar can be now 400 by 400, although your old avatar picture will still work. Make sure that it's a clear headshot or a square version of your logo, that it confirms with your branding, and do stay away from GIF wiggly pictures. And unless you think you are your dog, your kids, or a tree, just make sure that the picture shows you often. Those avatars are more important than your Twitter name or any content. People recognize you by the avatar. So even if you change your Facebook profile picture every week, try to stay away from changing your avatar on Twitter too often. The biggest change, or the most visible change for the new Twitter profile, is the big cover image, and we'll look at my Twitter profile later on. So the big cover image is 1,500 pixels by 500 pixels now, and that is for a regular screen, a desktop. But you have to make sure that because most people, or a lot of people, will use Twitter on mobile devices, that you optimize the area of that Twitter image so that it fits to all of the resolutions. So if you look at this example, for example, that I found on the internet, you see here that area that is lighter blue, where the name is in and the logo is in. The image spreads further, but the more important elements are in the safe area, as we call them. So that's really an important aspect. So I'm going to close this presentation, and then I'm going to start sharing my screen here. So this is what I mean. This is the Twitter profile layout, and you can see here that if you make it smaller, as if you're on a tablet, that's about this size, and if you are on the phone, that's even behind that. We'll see that in a second. So my Twitter profile is actually not the final one I'm going to use, but this area here, where if you see my mouse, this area here would be the safe area. So my business name is in the safe area, maybe part of the bird, but I need to move this over here. At the same time, we have the profile image covering this. And have a look at do a Google search on Twitter profile layouts. And then you'll find templates where this space is exactly cut out. You know this game from the Facebook cover images where people play with the profile images and that other image. You can do really fancy things, and you can hire people. If you don't have the skills to do that, you can hire people to do this in an optimal way. So you might notice that the background image has disappeared. So the image that we used to craft, and most people actually did a very awful job on with tiled images and so on, where we could put our links as an image on the side here and stuff. They are gone. What you can do is, and what you should do, is style the background of your page. So I just chose the same blue that I have for my bird, and have that, so that again, the branding is consistent. Where you change that is under settings. Here, I'm good. Click on the little gear, and here you have all the different tabs, like the design and so on. You can change the background image, but again, it's not as prominent as it used to be. So the profile has your photo and the header here, and here you can change all of the settings under profile. And then once you save it, you have to put in your password. So there are some more changes that are here, and one of them is you can, just like, you know how in Facebook you can pin a post to the line on a Facebook page for a week, and the same thing is now true for Twitter. So first of all, you see that the tweets are much bigger than they used to be, which is great because that's really the content that is there. But you can see here, sorry for making you seasick here, you can see here there's one tweet of April 22nd that I pinned to the top because I changed from Tweet4OK to Bluebird BC. And so if you come to my Twitter profile as a new connection, you will see this right away, that, oh yeah, I remember seeing those tweets and now I see those. Or, and of course, you can change these up as often as you like. You can do the most important tweet of the day or the week or whatever fits, or your newest offer, or your most famous quote. Interestingly enough, the tweets that receive the most responses, the most retweets and reactions and favorites, are going to be slightly bigger in the stream. So that I find quite interesting. On the Home tab, you see that Twitter really makes it more Facebooky, as some people say. But basically, what it is that the new the Twitter stream is actually quite nice, because it shows a lot of the links and the pictures expanded already. I saw a video as well. So it's a lot more user-friendly in that way. It takes longer to scroll through the tweets, but it certainly is quite interesting. The other thing that I've noticed that is easier to use is your new followers. So I don't know if you've taken another Twitter course from me, but I do. That's one of the things that I use Twitter.com for on a regular basis, is looking at my new followers and then deciding if I want to follow them back or not. So here now they're in 3 columns, and I can easier decide and see what they're saying. It also points it also shows how important it is to have the cover image optimized and a good bio, because now I don't need to, especially for accounts that have a lot of new followers every day, I don't need to go into every account and see that. So there's one, for example, there's no cover image specified. They are offering me 10,000 Twitter followers for $39. I will not follow them back. Although Doris Schroeder, for example, has a nice cover image that shows well on here, and will show the same way on the Twitter phone apps. I will follow her, and so on. So we talked about following and followers in other ways. But you can see here, some people have their profile already optimized, some don't. And you can see how it sticks out if you have a nice, good profile picture on there. Other things that have changed are basically the positions of some of the tabs. The who to follow is here now on the right. The composite tweet is still here. That still works well, and the trends are underneath. On the Discover bar, we have not that dramatic changes, but again, it's more Facebookish because everything expands to full pictures, which is really nice. It's a good experience for doing that. So let's see if there are any more questions. Not right now. Then all I can do is I'm going to turn the screen share off. All I can do is invite you to some of the upcoming events that I have. If you're in Canada, you might have heard that the Canadian anti-spam legislation is changing and will impact all electronic messaging that can be read in Canada. So it is important to look at that. It's important, especially for your mailing list, and there are seminars. I'm just trying to. That's why I'm stuttering here, because I'm trying to pull up my event calendar, but that doesn't seem to be working right now. So there is a webinar that you can find on my Facebook page as well, a webinar on the 18th and a seminar here in Kelowna on the 11th, and in Vancouver I'm going to do a webinar as well. If you have any questions about the 20-minute academy, any other seminars, just drop me a line. It's frith@bluebirdbc.com. Hope you enjoyed today's 20-minute academy. It's a bit shorter because there were no questions, and I have a contest on go to my Facebook page and suggest the next topics for the 20-minute academy, and you can win a Starbucks card. So this is something that I can offer to my Canadian and American followers and anybody else that might see this. This contest runs at least a week, and I'll probably have some more of those so that I know what burning questions you have about social media. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday.